I'll switch to the loser side. Here's another inanimate object, Gordon. Blocks. Blocks. Big loser on the blocks. The blocks got criticized a lot, the sensors in particular. There were the 4 false starts in that men's high hurdle heat. Then later on that day, there were several restarts in the women's 4-meter hurdles. I think Trayvon Bromell summed it up the best in a tweet. He says, throw the blocks away. We got Seikos, Gill, Omega. Toss them gray little joints in the garbage. I like how I called them the gray little joints. That's amazing. Trayvon Bromell's beef with the blocks. I love it. Otto Bolden was incredulous, and then he was just upset because he was saying basically just do the eye test at a certain point, because you could see nobody was moving, and there was callback after callback after callback. It was the one thing I think that unified the track and field community over the weekend. I think everybody could get on the same page about the blocks being trash. Jeremy Warner chimed in. He said, go old school and unplug them and do it by eye. I'm thankful this didn't impact a final. I know they restarted Grant's final, the high hurdle final. There was a false start or some issue there. And I think, was there a call up in the women's 4-meter hurdles final as well too? But obviously,
I'm not sure if there was in the final. They maybe in the semis.
If it did slow Sydney down, it didn't by much. I'm not sure if Grant could have broken the world record if not for that issue. But again, blocks, those gray little joints, put them in the trash.
First of all, Trayvon, he knows the brand names of all the different block companies.
I like it.
I had no idea that
the timing companies, right?
Oh, those are timing companies. Seikos, Gill, Omega.
Omega timing, Seikos timing, Gill is track and field. Like they make like second field equipment, but I do not know. Yeah, actually they might make blocks. I guess I don't know who made them. I don't know if it's a sensor problem or a block problem or what. Yeah.
How hard would it be for us to start a track and field blocks company? Do you think this is a time to get into the market? Like there's an opening? Like there can be like they're looking for new buyers? And we could just start creating. I got a spare bedroom. We can open up shop in there, build the blocks in the bedroom, and then start shipping them to track and field meets around the world. Are you in?
I'm in.
We can.
Well, we need to do it now.
We can crowdfund it with the podcast, right? We get people to donate, and then you get your own custom FloTrack podcast block that you can stand in while you listen to the pod. It'd be perfect.
In the chat, they're saying there wasn't a call up in the final of the 4-meter hurdles, but millions in the prelim. There was a call up, I remember, in the final of the high hurdles, because I remember thinking, ooh, that's going to be tough for Holly. He's already run 1281 in the semi, and now he's going to have to do a second start.
Did we ever get an explanation of what was going on? Like, was it just a technology error or a sensor that was malfunctioning? Like, do we know exactly what was happening?
I think we're assuming it was a sensor issue because it was reading that people were moving. Like it was giving a negative reaction time to people. They were showing the reaction time during that high hurdle festival of false starts. And it was showing negative as if, they released enough pressure, but then you watched them and they didn't really move. So it was basically saying people were getting off the blocks before they were. I think. But again, like I'm sure the starters have discretion there too in it. And that's where people were starting to complain, like, hey, the starter needs to step in and just let him go. Because once you get past 2, it's changing the dynamic of the race, I think, at that point.
Do you think instead of using sensors on the blocks, they should do like motion video sensors, like along the start line to see if they their body moves forward? I don't know, and like combine it, because maybe your eye is more likely to a visual is more likely to see a movement than a pressure sensor feels a movement. Like pressure
Mhm.
sensors can get malfunction, but a visual, if you see the foot move, you know it's actually moving versus the pressure of the foot. I don't know.
See, and remember the first 4 days before people really turned on the blocks. There was the Aaliyah Hobbs DQ,
Yeah.
and then she got reinstated. I wonder if that happened in the last 4 days after the Fall Start Festival, if they would have been more forgiving and let her run the semis and didn't DQ her and then reinstate her later, because that
Well,
was the case too, where she barely moved, and
well,
her
in the
feet didn't
one,
leave the blocks.
in the big one of the semis of the 110 hurdles, like it did was like a 4 false starts, and then the fourth one they DQ'd the Washington State athlete. He actually
Yeah, yeah.
advanced. They let him run in the
Oh,
next
they did.
round. Yeah, I
So
looked
they
at. I
were
was like,
just
it was
they're basically like, our stuff's junk. Our stuff is junk. Our technology's crap. We don't really mean it.
yeah. He protested and got into the next round, which might be a strategy. Maybe the way to get in is to like screw up your blocks, like sabotage your own blocks. Just stay still the entire time. Make them keep calling false starts until they DQ you, so you never have to run.
Mhm.
And then you just auto advance on protest because you know that they're gonna blame the blocks and not you. And then that's how you
Mhm.
get through the rounds. And now that there's an extra lane, you know there's that spot to give you. And then all of a sudden you're in the final, and then you just like let it rip and beat Grant Holloway and go to the Olympics.
There you go.
Simple.
It's as easy as that.
How to
It's
make the
as easy as that.
Olympics.com. Yeah.
On the protest form, I hope the athletes just put Trayvon Bromel's tweet under explanation for what happened, just a copy and paste of his tweet. All right, let's keep it moving. Another winner. I'll do one more winner.